Hello and welcome to the day one of Databricks Architect Zero to Hero series. In this video, I'll teach what is data platform. In day zero, I talked about the purpose of this particular video series as to why exactly I've launched this video series, and also I've laid out the complete plan or the topics that I'll be covering in this video series. So if you haven't watched the day zero yet, please go ahead and watch it. You can see the link of that video on top right hand side corner of your screen. Right. So let's get started and look at the agenda of this video. So I'll start from the very basics or absolute basics, if I can say so. I'll start from what is data, and then I'll talk about where data comes from, and then I'll talk about the problem enterprises face because of the data. Okay, and then I'll talk about what is a data platform. Then in the data platform, I'll talk about why data platform is a solution to the problems that the enterprises face, and then I'll also talk about why data platforms are essential for enterprises. Besides just the simple use cases, why data platforms are a strategic choice for enterprises. And then I'll talk about how data platforms work, and I'll introduce you to the high level architecture, and then I'll talk about the top data platforms in the market, and then towards the end we'll take a look at the key takeaways and conclusion from this video. So please do watch this video till the end. A lot of exciting stuff, a lot of informative stuff coming up. This that will be really helpful for you as a data architect or a database architect that you are aspiring to become. This video is specifically essential because it will tell you, or I'll teach you about what are data silos, what is data driven decision making that ent- enterprises talk about these days. All right, so let's get started. So what is data? Let's start from absolute basics. Data is simply the information. Okay, it can be examples of that can be the number of employees in a company, the salary of an employee, or the number of products company sold, and then the list of their customers email addresses. Now all of this is a data, and every company, whether it is small or large, generates a lot of data every day. Okay, now we know what data is. The question is, where does this data come from? So data exists everywhere. Every companies have departments like marketing department, sales, finance, and HR. So all of these departments generates their own data. Now what's the problem? So what's the problem with this data? Okay, so every enterprise has something called a database, right? Data is everywhere. It's stored in different systems across entire organization. Marketing department has their own system of storing data. HR stores data in their own form in a different system. So is sales and finance. Now this data is often scattered, as I have just explained, and duplicated and inconsistent. So therefore, since this is duplicated and scattered, value intelligence is currently trapped in isolation. It's all in all isolation, as you can see on your screen. Marketing team is storing in their own system. Sales team is storing in their own systems, and other teams probably are storing in some local spreadsheets or some other systems. Now, this is a phenomena that's called data silos, where data is siloed. It's all scattered around. So what happens? What happens if the data is scattered? The high cost of disconnected view is when data is a mess, business leaders struggle to make the right decisions. The goal is to shift from intuition to evidence. Okay, we don't want to make decisions, or the businesses don't want to make decisions on gut feeling. They want to make decisions based on data, and this is what data driven decision making is. Okay, basing critical choices on reliable data, not just on gut feeling. Okay, so and because of this, what does happen is fragmentation forces reliance on guesswork over facts. Okay, one report might say 1 million in sales. If the question was how many sales, or what's the value of sales that happened last quarter, then one report might say 1 million in sales, the other report might say 1.2 million in sales. So because of this, the trust from the data goes away. When the data is scattered, truth truth becomes subjective, and then creating duplicates and eroding trust. So people may not trust the data that you may have. Okay, therefore what's the solution to this problem? The solution is data platforms. So data platforms unify scattered data into single truth. Okay, and as you can see on your screen, the journey from raw data to actionable insights becomes that comes into effect because of this. So um, data platform is an active system, not just a storing tank. Don't think data platforms as S3 bucket or Azure storage. No, it's not that. It's an active system. It's not a storage tank. It methodically transforms raw data into valuable intelligence. So now let's explore the key capabilities that make this journey possible. Let's look at the key steps that are there that data platforms perform to help us get the right data or right valuable insights. So the first step is data ingestion. The first step is to collect data from every source system. Okay, and then the platform connects to all your different systems and reliably pulls that data into the central hub. Okay, it can be a storage account or a spreadsheet or any other CRM or ERP system. Okay, and then um, as I said, raw data is often messy with errors and inconsistencies. That's what data platforms do. That data platforms cleans, transforms, and standardizes it into a single usable format. Now this ensures everyone works with the same high quality trusted data. Okay, now the step 3 is, once you have high quality and trusted data, you can finally start asking important questions about the business, right? Probably questions like which product sold the most, what didn't perform well last quarter. Now data analytics helps you understand past performance and answer what happened. That's what data analytics do, and you can make sense of that data using data analytics. Now it's not just data analytics. You can even visualize that data. If the data is just in these sort of simple reports and Excel sheets, you can't really make sense of that data, or that data is not readily understandable. So what data platforms also do is they turn complex data into intuitive charts and dashboards. Okay, this makes it easy for anyone to see the story in the data and spot important trends. Okay, now let's move on to advanced capabilities that data platforms provide. So besides just simple things like data analytics, data science goes beyond simple analytics to discover deeper, less obvious patterns. So what is data analytics? It's about discovering deeper, less obvious patterns. It uses advanced statistical techniques to uncover why things are happening. This can reveal hidden opportunities, new customer segments, or potential risk you couldn't see before. Right. So by observing this data, you can really figure out, if there is a new customer segment, or your business can target a new customer segments and acquire other clients, or potential risk that you couldn't see before. And the most important and the most advanced capability of data platforms are the machine learning. So um, you can really predict the future with data platforms. The most advanced capability is using data to predict what will happen next. Now what is machine learning? Machine learning involves training models on your company's own proprietary data. Right, it's not like uh, chat gpt or any other model. You are training your own company's model to predict the future. This unlocks AI driven predictions, from sales forecast to intelligent product recommendations. Now let's look at the architecture. Now the architecture moves data from collection to access. As you can see, this is how a typical architecture of a data platform looks like. There are source systems here like sales, HR, ops, raw sources, or your CRP or CRM or ERP systems, and then you can pull that data into data platform that has got its own storage, and then you can do processing using techniques like PySpark, SQL, and things like that. You can make the data clean, refine it, and then you can visualize it, and then you can share it with your business stakeholders. And you can also do data science and machine learning on top of it. So this is a typical architecture. Now, the another fundamental question is, why data platforms are essential for enterprises. Look, first of all, first things first, smarter decision. Move from guesswork to data backed strategy at every level of the business. You don't need to just do or take decisions on your gut feeling. You have got data to back what you're doing. And then increase efficiency, automate reporting, and give teams self-service access to the trusted data they need to do their jobs. And then most importantly, competitive advantage, unlock innovation and insights that competitors without a unified platform simply cannot see. Okay, so the competitive advantage comes from your machine learning, where you predict it, or where that comes from your data science, where you figure out the hidden pattern as to why things are happening. So now let's look at the most popular data platforms in the market right now. First one is obviously Databricks. As you can see, is growing pretty fast, and then Snowflake, and then Google BigQuery, Amazon Redshift, and Microsoft Fabric. Fabric is a new entrant in the market that quickly gaining traction as well. So these are some popular data platforms that are there in the market, and you don't need to build them from the scratch. These platforms are fewer PaaS, fewer SaaS offering. You can start consuming them right away for your business. So the recap and conclusion is, the reality is, every company generates massive data, and the problem is silos cause inconsistency and risk. The solution is data platform that collects, cleans, and centralizes your data, and the result is confidence in your analysis and decisions that your business make. Thank you so much. This was hope this was helpful, and please do subscribe to the channel and share it with others so they can learn as well. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.